What up? 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 How are we feeling today? Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you click that post notifications bell so you don't miss out on any new content. And as always, just smash the like button, baby. That's all I ask. You smashing the like button just does me wonders. Just wonders. All right. So no backup, but don't go down. Is Bryce back? Bryce is not right now. The Bryce is not right now. There's some ankle anxiety. Remember when I was speaking about that yesterday? He's supposed to practice today. I know that the press conference was going on, I think, as I was going live. So he's practicing. I know that. Will he be playing in this game? I don't know. The big thing is I know Jake Luton is gone. I'm not too worried about having a backup quarterback behind Dalton and Bryce. I don't think we need an extra one, but if we do, I'm sure, I have a feeling they're going to, even though they let Jake Luton go to, sign over at the Saints and all that, I'm guessing that they're going to, they worked out Bryce Perkins. So we'll see what they do with that. All right, let's get right into it, guys. So bold moves the Panthers must make, but let's get into some news and updates first. So Jake Luton's exit. Just another ordinary Tuesday, right? Yesterday for the Carolina Panthers. The third string quarterback, Jake Luton, has been taken away from us, right? Of course, the New Orleans Saints and a division rival. I think it was a desperate move by the Saints to their response to the fact of Derek Carr's injury. And then they clearly saw something in Jake Luton to call him and get the signing going, right? So, intriguingly enough, the Panthers have auditioned Kellen Mond, Bryce Perkins as potential replacements, but left them empty-handed. So this could be a hint, I think, though, guys, of what you're talking about in the chat about should we get, what the heck? Marcos Cash, is this true? Marcos Cash, is this true? Like, is this like legit right now? There's no way. There's no way. Because I don't think okay. I was about to say, I was about to end this live stream right now if that was true, Marcos. You know what I mean? Like, I was about to lose my shit. Okay? So not funny, man. Not funny. But I think that with the fact that with them not signing Bryce Perkins or Kellen Mond, and obviously Jake Luton moving on with Jake Luton, it means that they're hinting that maybe Bryce Young will be ready to return week 4. Whether he'll play or not is obviously we shall see, right? The verdict is still out there, so we don't know yet. In the meantime, we're just gonna have to be we'll have to see how the rest of the week plays out, right? Obviously, we got a wide receiver basically replacing Jake Luton. Another one that probably isn't going to create separation in this non-existent wide receiver room that we have. So, I mean, you got a wide receiver out of it. Is he any good? Probably not. Right? Xavier Woods injury, of course, this continues to go on. It's clear that the Panthers are in an injury crisis right now, guys. I mean, just some epic proportions that just keeps climbing down on this damn team, right? Casualties continue to pile up. The Panthers are already struggling with lack of depth, and not in just that, that in our secondary particularly, but other rooms, right? And we're kind of just almost at a breaking point, right? Because, when does this injury bug just stop? Right? Is it just going to continue? right? Do we need to fire our strength and conditioning coach? Because sometimes I feel like, and maybe y'all, I mean, let me know what y'all think in the comments, chat. Chat, let me know what you think in the comments if you truly believe that sometimes maybe a strength and conditioning coach is more important than a head coach because they're working with these guys every single day. Now, Xavier Woods is expected to be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks due to a hamstring issue. Right. This one, Xavier Woods, this one particularly to me is it's a hard pill to swallow because of Woods' invaluable contributions both on the field and as a communication beacon, right? Now, we still have some firepower back there, right? Von Bell, you can shuffle in Jeremy Chin. With J.C. Horn still recovering, C.J. Henderson's status is still up in the air. This health crisis is just spiraling out of control for this team, really, guys. I mean, I don't know how much more to put it because the Vikings passing game with Jay Jettis, he might have a field day. So, it's icing on the cake, man. It's icing on the cake. Let me get in the chat here. Let's see what else we got. Kellerman, yeah, that's who we were looking at. They're going to sit him another week or start Dalton, work Bryson, a confidence boost. Let's do this. Who healthy? We also are going to win against the Vikes. Bold pick there, Walt G. Walt, what are you smoking, son? I don't know. Oh, yeah, Marcos, you're saying that was a joke. Okay, Bryce healthy. We want Bryce. Banana green face. Y'all boys are crazy. Not funny. Yeah, that was not funny, Marcos. That was not funny. That was the almost banana bull face, blue smiling. I can't see what it says. Oh, okay. I see it now because I can see it on the chat on YouTube. Okay. That was almost all right. We're going to talk about Tyreek, Matt Chatter. We're going to be talking about Tyreek. Not sure why, but they have state-of-the-art workout facility in Rock Hill. Matt Chatter, that actually don't think got fully built yet. I think that was put on hold because of some issues with David Tepper's bank account or some shit. It's probably because he had his checkings in his savings, and then he had to transfer it, into his checking. The big ordeal, right? Nope, never strength and condition count is owned the grown as an individual at the end of the day. Fair. But y'all believe it for a minute. Say y'all wouldn't put it past this organization. Honestly, Marcos, not at this point. I wouldn't be surprised. So ESPN power rankings, right? We plummeted in that. We began and we've all had these sky high expectations, right? The reality is the reality hit us harder than we would like. I mean, I'm talking about a stone wall, just brick, just slammed, and like we are just flat against it, right? It's just leaving us fans really scratching our heads, right? Frank Wright, finds himself among the unfortunate of 4 winless teams after 3 weeks of play. And then, of course, the injuries have undoubtedly taken their toll on us, and it's clear this team is struggling to find its identity. The Panthers, even though with this impressive coaching staff, the Avengers, right? David Tepper, lavish investments, right? Has all this money in the world. I think he's the 4th most wealthy owner in the NFL. Now we have we are now at ranked 30th in ESPN power rankings. It's probably going to be the same thing everywhere else. If we're pointing fingers here, we need to be pointing fingers at the offensive line for 7 false starts, Ike Ekwonu for 4, because of the performance we had in Seattle. Another one you're going to point at, the run game. That barely exists. Suspect pass protection. Embarrassment number of false starts. It's just clear that the Panthers are just in dire need of a turnaround. And honestly, we can have that mentality of saying the only way from here is up, honestly, guys, because I don't know how much more low we can get. I mean, we could, even if we lose every game, you know, even if we lose every game, there's only way from up from there, right? So can we secure victory over this Vikings team? I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk more about that as we go on throughout the week. We're going to also dive into the mystery of DJ Johnson, and then I'm going to give you these moves that the Panthers must make. But make sure as you're tuning in, guys, make sure you get in the chat. Make sure you pound that like button. All my links are down below. You can join the Discord to connect with me on multiple levels there with the Discord. So if you're interested, it is free. Everything is free on my channel. So make sure you go check the link tree down below. It's got all my social media as well. BetUSA, the sponsorship as well. We're also going to be having a Manscaped link here soon, which they have reached out to me. I'm still working on details with that. We have been emailing for a while now. So go check it out. Okay, guys? Go check out the link down below. But make sure as you guys are coming in or leaving, whichever the case may be, make sure you pound the like button. That's all I ask, okay, at the end of the day. Feel free to subscribe. Make sure you click your post notifications, all right? Hakeem Ekwano's dilemma now. The Panthers' offensive line in Seattle was nothing short of a nightmare, okay? False start penalties were just rained down like confetti, like we were at a birthday kid's birthday party, and the clown came in, and next thing you know, there's all the confetti. Because honestly, as a Carolina Panthers fan, I felt like this team made me look like a clown, or they have so far, because you almost broke records with how many penalties and how many you almost broke an NFL record with how many false start penalties, mind you. So that's just a lack of discipline from this coaching staff. Now, injuries are key here. We got to put that in perspective as well. Brady Christensen, Austin Corbett. That offensive line has been exposed at that left guard and right guard position. Right? We are clearly not ready for prime time. Right? Okay? One of the prime culprits, though, of this whole debacle is Hakeem Ekwonu, a number 6 first overall pick last year's draft. Sure, he started off slow. First week, he had to go up against Myles Garrett. We saw him slow off the line against speedy pass rushers, because that's what they are. They're speed rushers. They're not power rushers. And he gets blown by. So Ekwonu didn't mince words about his frustration, acknowledging his responsibility of the costly penalties. His focus faltered. He couldn't prevent himself from jumping off sides multiple times in a single game. The NFL is a league of redemption. Can Ekwonu redeem himself? We'll see. Ekwonu is poised to rewrite his narrative. He's the only one that can do so. So really for him, the stage is set for a showdown going up against a Daniel Hunter, right? Okay? Which means this gives you an opportunity, Hakeem, to make amends for your mistakes. Okay? This Vikings team's 0-3 for a reason. Okay? So will this team rise from the ashes, reclaim their lost glory back in the day, or will the turmoil just continue? Right? Obviously, we got to stay tuned, guys. We got to stay tuned. You got to stay tuned. You got to stay tuned to the Ropp Star Report, because I'm giving you cold-hearted facts. I'm bringing it straight to the point. And all you have to do is pound that like button and subscribe. And then if you want to do more, there's other ways you can do so, right? You can go follow my other links. You can go to the BetUSA. You can do a membership. You can do a super chat. You can share the live. You can do whatever you want. But make sure you do these 3 things. You like, comment, subscribe. And make sure you click that post notification bell. That's 4. And all of it's for free. All right. Let's get in the chat. I want to hear what y'all fools had to say. Y'all fools. The Ropp Star gang is what I'm going to call y'all. Or the Ropp Star Mafia. Sorry, trying to be sarcastic about our lunatic owner not giving players tools. Yeah, exactly. That's no damn lie. You didn't give your franchise quarterback that you drafted and traded away your best wide receiver, who was the only one that was creating separation for a quarterback that can't do anything competent enough because you didn't put pieces around him correctly. And you have a head coach who is controlling. I think Frank Reich secretly behind closed doors might be a controlling human being. And that's the reason why he hasn't released the reins over to Thomas Brown, because he wants to control the narrative, the play calling. Because I think he's out to prove something, but yet he needs to be the one who manages the game and has Thomas Brown manage the play calling. That's what needs to be done. Now, Rock Hill didn't pay what they were supposed to, so the practice facility was abandoned. That's what I figured. Match chatters: Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Eagles, Bengals, 49ers. What's that got to do with anything? Match chatter: what do you mean Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Eagles, Bengals, 49ers? What is all that? I'm not too understanding. I'm not sure. Okay. Marcos is unbelievable. Why not funny? I still don't know why we picked up Sanders. I don't know why either, because, and we're going to dive more into the running back room here shortly. But I think Sanders was a move that we actually messed up on. And honestly, what I would try to do with Sanders, if he doesn't pan out before the trade deadline, I tried to trade him for a wide receiver, and then just use Chuba. Dude, Leonard Fournette is still out there, man. I would give Leonard Fournette a chance, and then run and do a 2 split carries between Leonard Fournette and Chuba Hubbard. You get yourself I guarantee you could get a wide receiver, a decent wide receiver out of Miles Sanders, like a Jerry Jeudy. I guarantee you. You could get a Miles Sanders for a Jerry Jeudy or something like that. Guarantee you. The Vikings defense is one of the worst in the league, but we stink. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can have a shitty defense, but when you have an incompetent, non-existing, no identity offense, what are you going to do? Can't put points on the board. Yeah, I mean, I know that, Sideburn. I know. Because the GM not good, did not realize he only made good because the Eagles have the best O-line. I'm just wondering what happened to the Scott Fitter that drafted Russell Wilson and helped create that Legion of Boom in Seattle. What happened to that guy? Where did he go? You kicked the crap out of that like button, as you should, man. And as should everybody else that's watching. There's 20 people watching. Hulk smash that like button. Like, smash. Hell yeah. Thank you. 20 people are watching. There should be 20 likes. There's no reason for that. What Bears want for D'Onta Foreman? I mean, D'Onta Foreman's only getting paid like 1.6 million, 1.7. Would be chump change. There we go, folks. 15 likes. We're moving up. Appreciate y'all. All right, Icky Zavala are better fit in a run scheme zone. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this yesterday, Cyburn. I get it. Yo, Clay, off subject, but my fantasy team on sleeper put. Dude, I was projected to put up only 130 something, but I have Devin Achane on my team. He was only projected 4 points. But I knew when I drafted him that he had a lot of upside. And I was like, and then they put up 70 points and he had 52 points. And I was like, dude, how am I supposed to know that this guy was going to go off? Right? I didn't know I was going to have to go off. I didn't know Devin Achane was going to go off. So I would have ended up having 194 points as well. Maybe even more. James, 0-4 would be brutal, dude. Yeah, I tell you what, man, it would be. So we're going to get into the next subject, the mystery of DJ Johnson. Okay, I'm going to continue getting the chat real quick. I'm not shaving my junk today. Matt Chatter, if you ever pull a lady, just so you know, Manscaped's got you, man. Just in case she doesn't like the. Some people don't like, I have to trim the hedges sometimes, right? Like when and I have to trim, when I do my yard work, I have to trim my bushes and stuff. So Manscaped's where it's at, man. Just in case. You know what I mean? But they are going to be a sponsorship for the Ropp Star Report here soon. So, first, Viking, first okay team. Yeah, maybe Seattle better. Seattle's definitely better than the Vikings. I think that the Seattle team, honestly, they are. Like Seattle was going to be very good. We beat them last year. But that was because we were more disciplined with Steve Wilkes, and we were able to use a two-headed run game monster, which then opened up the pass, which that's why Sam Darnold finished the year off with a top 10 QBR rating, because we were able to run the ball effectively and correctly, because we also had a healthy offensive line. But we were also well disciplined. And those guys played their heart out for that guy because of how much heart he put into the team. Frank is I don't think he's going to. I think they're going to do the same thing with Matt Rule, man. I honestly do with Frank. So, if we go 5-12 the next 3 seasons, or the first 2 seasons, and then in this third season it's the same thing. We start out 0-3. We might be seeing that again, honestly. I don't think Frank's a pushover. I don't. I agree. I think he's a control freak for sure. Absolutely. Power rankings, schmauer rankings, right? Frank has his head so far up his ass, letting Thomas Brown just sit on the side while his play calling his cheeks. Right, exactly, James. Like, I don't understand it. You pay this guy to be your offensive coordinator and make the play calling. He learned from Sean McVay, which Sean McVay learned from the Shanahans. Look how competent their offense is, and their wide receivers get open, and none of them are like first-round picks, even without Cooper Kupp. You got this Nuka Pakuka guy just out of nowhere who worked with Cooper Kupp all off season, and he is going off. Tutu Otway is a guy that just has unbelievable speed and can get open. And they're not as big names as even the guys we've got. And look at what they're doing. Because Stafford can still sling it at what he is. I still believe Stafford's one of the most underrated quarterbacks of all time, honestly. But still, look at the play calling. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Just had to check on the dog. Way overpaid for Sanders. Yep. Fournette is slow, but with Chuba, because Chuba is not as Chuba has outplayed Sanders so far this year, guys. Let's all be honest. But Fournette's a guy that can be that ground and pound, the guy that can just put it into the numbers straight up the middle, and I think could be a benefit. I mean, look at playoff Lenny just 2 or 3 years ago. Dude was a stud, and he still is. I still think he's got game. James is already calling for Fitz' head. Mad Chatter, I bet you do. I'm willing to bet that. We let Deontay Foreman go to Chicago for a bag of peanuts. Yeah, seriously. We didn't really. He got lucky. Yeah. Probably, dude. I don't know about that. I don't know if luck is the word to use there. DJ was and still is overrated. Get it over. And I'd fire Sander, take that hit, but give us Lenny, Hunt, or Judy. this is what I think you do. I say you try to put Miles Sanders' name on the trade block, see what wide receivers maybe come to fruition. Then what you do is if you find a decent wide receiver to put out there that can open up the game, someone that doesn't even have to be a true number one, even if he's a true number two, would be more beneficial than anything else we got. Then you bring in a Leonard Fournette, which you're not going to pay him much. You're probably going to pay him at most $3 million, and then bring him on a 1-year contract, right? That doesn't affect your cap space, and then you run the two-headed monster between those two, and you got an extra wide receiver that's able to create separation. I'm telling you. Should I go ahead and send my application into the Panthers front office? Let me know. I'll go ahead and do it. Man, I'm starting to think the owner had more to do with those moves in Seattle. I think honestly, Jadarius, I mean, you might be right on that, but I honestly think that the person that made those more of those moves was Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll had all to do with that, honestly. I think Pete Carroll had everything to do with that. Foreman so much better than Sanders. He's just a bigger back. He can get through the line a lot better. Sanders is a lot smaller than he is. So I wouldn't put Thielen on the bench. Thielen's our best wide receiver. Thielen's our best wide receiver right now. You couldn't put him on the bench. He's the only one getting open. He's the only one that's been consistent since he's got here from the wide receiver standpoint, Marcos. You can't put that guy on the bench. No matter even if you get a true number one wide receiver, you're still going to be putting him in the slot. No longer than a quarter inch. Feel that? Guri, cut your... Got a meeting at 1. Enjoy the stream, guys. Hey, Cyburn21, enjoy that meeting. I got one coming up here soon, too. Appreciate everyone joining the live stream. Make sure you pound the like button as you're coming in. All right, let's get into this mystery of DJ Johnson. I see all y'all's comments. I can't get through all of them right now because y'all are just going at it. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, you're talking about on fantasy. Oh, on fantasy. My bad, Marcos. I was like, what? My bad. All right. Let's move on to this subject, okay? All right. So, the mystery DJ Johnson. This is something we've been talking about. Like, was he a waste of a pick? What's going on with him? Why haven't we seen him? You know, he's a 3rd-round pick. Most of the time, those guys don't start anyways. More of a rotational piece guy, but I think there was a lot of high expectations on this guy. If I don't think that so, right? If I'm not sorely mistaken, right? Because where hope and despair dance a relentless tango, right? One question has been looming, though, guys. This is what I'm getting at here. Is that where is DJ Johnson? The 3rd-round pick has been absent from this game day roster during this whole roller coaster ride of a 2023 season so far. Right? The enigma 3rd-round pick is what I was trying to say. But a season that's already in turmoil, right? Our season's already in turmoil because we're already gone through 3 heart-wrenching games, right? The Carolina Panthers have found themselves in a sea of misery. Victory continues to elude us. Injuries have wreaked havoc on this roster. The preseason hype has just faded into a distant past. Us fans and others, right? Once brimming the optimism, now we're teetering on the brink of despair. The upcoming clash between this Minnesota Vikings team at home could be a make or break moment as for this Panthers team, right? Just desperately seeking signs of positivity under the guidance of our new head coach, Frank Reich. So while social media, Twitter mainly, but finger pointing and overreactions, there's one story quietly kind of been coming up above the surface, right? With this team, which is kind of overshadowed by the glitz of high profile players of this Panthers roster. So the curious case of DJ Johnson, right? So you enter DJ Johnson, the rookie edge rusher who has remained suspiciously absent from this regular season action. And it's a surprise to me because considering the Panthers' dire need for the depth at the edge rushing position, especially with the absence of Marquise Haynes, the fact that the team traded up in the third round to get DJ Johnson, adds an extra layer of this intriguing story, right? So many consider Johnson a reach during the draft. 6-year college player with limited experience at the edge position. He appears to be a development project at almost 25 years of age. This guy's almost 25 years old, man. Who in their right mind thought this would be a good pick? Because he had a great first season as an edge rusher at the University of Oregon. I'd love to go through that third round and see what other players were available. I'd love to go back through that third round and see what other players were available. YGM has been getting some sacks. I think he had a 2 or 3. No, he had like 2 last game or 1.5. He actually showed up against Seattle a little bit, which I was like, where have you been? But the thing is, throughout training camp preseason, apparently Johnson has failed to make significant progress. This coaching staff has been reluctant to include him in the starting lineup at all because it raises questions about his development, which then puts another spotlight on guess who? Scott Fitterer, because there was a bold decision by his dumbass to trade up for him. For a guy that's almost 25 years old, almost the same age as Brian Burns. And most analysts said that Johnson was a day 3 guy. And Fitterer defied the convention and took this risk that now defines the narrative surrounding this young edge rusher who hasn't done shit, hasn't progressed. And then the hope is that Johnson's physical attributes and God-given talent can translate onto the field and make an impact. What? How does that work? Please explain to me. Because each passing week of inactivity, the faith in this guy just keeps going, continues to dwindle and go down and go down and go downhill. So now then comes the waiting game with this, right? The best way to refine Johnson's skills is through game experience. So even if it means special teams, you continue to absence him, which raises concerns about this organization's confidence in him, right? So is this a deliberate slow play by this Panthers front office, or is it a sign of a potential draft day fuck up? Is the best way to put it. Because Fitterer's gamble on Johnson wasn't inherently wrong. But the decision to move up and sacrifice additional picks for this guy, then you put the expectations that to a guy that is unattainable level. 3 weeks without a single snap is evidence of that this guy has no promise. So now you put all this pressure on Johnson to produce, because the thing is, now, can he harness this athletic ability that he has, the athletic potential that he has, and eventually become a part of this team's plan? Because anything less would be yet another wasted draft pick that has haunted this front office over again. Only time will reveal this true story of DJ Johnson, guys. Will he emerge as a hidden gem, or will he fade into the night, right? Just go away like he never was here. You wasted 2 draft picks on a guy that you're not even using. How does that make sense? We already know Scott can't draft worth a damn. This ain't a surprise. Starting to look like that, right? He's hiding under Bill Belichick's couch with Matt Corral. I don't know about all that. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Josh, that's what the thing is. It's strange to me that they spent 2 picks on him, and he isn't even playing. He isn't getting any playing time. James, where's the best place to go watch the Panthers? Charlotte, the Bank of America Stadium. Matt Chatter, go to this place called oh, dude, I went to that place a couple times when I was there. It's a cool spot. A lot of good-looking women that are in there, and the bartenders. Oh my God, I picked up one of the bartenders there. What's the name of that place? Clutch. Go to Clutch. You'll thank me later. Go to Clutch. You'll thank me later. Lots of good-looking bartenders and stuff like that. So, Mad Chatter, go to Clutch. Lots of good-looking women in there. Go in there, but also the bartenders are smoking hot. So, should be fired for drafting J.C. Horn over Micah Parsons. He should also be fired for not picking up Patrick Surtain, right? You know, there's other guys in there. You came in clutch on your recommendation. Matt Chatter, you are corny, man. You're corny. All right, so moves. Okay. Moves that the Panthers must make in week 4. These are the moves I think need to be done, man. You're gonna have to. I think you have to bench Chandler Zavala. You need to start splitting carries at the running back position. Start Jamie Robinson and activate Tyreek Cohen to this starting lineup. Because here's the thing. It's evident that so let's start with Chandler Zavala. Okay. So let's start with the Chandler Zavala topic here. Because it's evident that Chandler Zavala I think we're starting to see that he isn't ready for the NFL. At least the starting lineup right now. Because it's not a knock on him, really. He was seen as a project with immense potential when the Panthers drafted him from college. Right? Then after a disastrous performance against the Seahawks, it's a high time to relieve Zavala of his starting duties and protect his development because the challenge lies in finding a suitable replacement. Okay, Mays hasn't progressed as expected. Okay, leaving Justin McCray on the practice squad as a limited but an experienced option. So the pressure on Zavala now is doing him no favors. So the Panthers have to make a very decisive decision to really it's about salvaging Zavala's future with this for either with this team or his NFL career. Right? Split carries at running back. So this is what was talk about. The Panthers offense have lacked balance with this over reliance on the passing game, especially when playing from behind, right? So then you got Andy Dalton, who had 58 passing attempts against the Seahawks, which was a recipe for disaster. But luckily enough, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Or as I was watching the game, seeing them as passed as much as he was. So to really rediscover that winning formula, right? I think the Panthers should reestablish their run game. That's the foundation of their offense because Miles Sanders, despite his Pro Bowl pedigree, he hasn't been living up to his expectations. The offensive line struggles, right? That's an issue. So that's not really doing Miles in his favors either, though. Okay. But you enter Chuba Hubbard in, right? Who I think has been underutilized, but has also been outdoing Sanders in both the run and the pass game. And a lot of people were hating on Chuba before the season, saying that he can't be a pass catcher. He's not very good. And I'm like, yo, y'all need to chill out. I think Chuba is about to do some work here. And he has outplayed Miles Sanders, right? In my opinion. So it's high time to unleash him, share the rushing workload with Sanders, create a potent 1-2 punch that really can exploit these other teams' run defense, whether even this week against the Vikings. I think that's the way we should go about it. Because you think about it this way, though, guys. Look at what happened last year when we were splitting carries between Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. We broke a franchise record for most rushing yards in a game. And then over time, we were averaging over 160 yards a game, basically. Matt Landers. Who's Matt Landers? Who's Matt Landers, matchup? I don't even know who that is. Well, Marcos, at that point last year, I mean, we had to use Sam Darnold because we were down. So the next one is Jamie Robinson, right? You're going to have to start Jamie Robinson because the injuries have decimated this team, the secondary of this team, which has been leaving us in a precautious situation because now you got Xavier Woods expecting him to miss some significant time due to a hamstring issue. So options are limited, right? While you have Jeremy Chin, you got Sam Franklin, might be expected to fill the void. There's a wild card worth considering that Jamie Robinson could be the one that takes in that role because despite his developmental status, this could be the perfect time to unleash his explosiveness, his aggressiveness, supported by the experience of Von Bell. But another thing is Jamie Robinson can play nickel. He can play cornerback. When he played for South Carolina, I watched him. He can be moved around a little bit. He's kind of a Jeremy Chin, except he's not a linebacker, right? That's the only difference. But he's not. I wouldn't say he's as good as Jeremy Chin, right? But from a experience standpoint, that's how he can be maneuvered. But Unfortunately, granted, well, I'm going to say unfortunately, I would say granted. I shouldn't start it out with unfortunately there. Granted, starting an inexperienced rookie against the Vikings passing attack is a gamble. You're gonna have to with these, with these issues of depth and injuries, right? Because like I said before, and I've said it again, our secondary is as shallow as a kid's swimming pool, right? JD1, you can take that CJ Stroud talk and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. I could care less, honestly. I could care less. At this point, I could care less. Then the next thing, activate Tyreek Cohen. All right. Tyreek Cohen. Tyreek Cohen has been waiting for a few weeks now to get his time to come in and be activated, right? Obviously, he had a lengthy injury layoff because of the, he tore his ACL, then he tore his Achilles the next year. So I think Cohen could, even if he could be 75 to 80% of what he was, I think that his presence could provide a spark when needed. Having not played a competitive down since 2019, I get that. But Cohen's journey back to the field hasn't been anything but hasn't been nothing but a challenge, right? So the Panthers saw enough potential in him to sign him, and it's time to, I think, use his versatility to use. Activating Cohen is not as a workhorse, but as a weapon in the special packages, the return game. Could catch the Vikings off guard, maybe throw them in the slot a little bit, right? The Panthers running backs and young wide receivers are struggling to fill these voids that are left behind, especially from the DJ Moore standpoint, not filling in that true number one wide receiver, right? So a little Cohen magic might just be what the doctor ordered, So, I mean, this is a make or break game, I think, against the Vikings, guys. And I think these moves could ultimately be some game changers in what we might want to consider. But I think these are the only game changers that are going to make sense for us right now, right? Especially through this, through the adversity, and what we're going through with all these injuries and issues. JD1, I appreciate you being a subscriber, but just keep that CJ Stroud shit out of here. I know he's better than Bryce right now. I get it. Keyword there is right now. But take that and just shove it up your ass. I've tried to be as patient as possible with this team, but I'm just not going to take any Bryce Young slander in my chat. Sorry. And Mad Chatter, you too. I saw your comment, you little shit. I love you guys, though. It's all love at the end of the day, I promise. I don't mean that in a hateful way. It's all love. Oh, wow. JD1 got pissed off. JD1, I was just joking, my guy, but all right. Do what you need to do, brother. Do whatever you need to do to make yourself happy, my friend. I was just joking with you, but it's all good, man. It's all good. Sorry, Matt. Okay, sorry. I watched the 22 and I was like, dang. So, um, Demetric Thomas is coming in here saying, no disrespect, but I don't see y'all first win until week 7 against the Texans. Interesting. So, Demetrix, if that's what you think, do you think Bryce starts that game? Or are we going to be that team that sits in the rest of the year? I'm kind of curious, chat, like with everybody being in here. Do you think if that, I mean, because that's an interesting statement. Do you think even if Bryce sits this week and is still kind of like, I guess technically, technically he is, might be out this game. Do you think Bryce is going to start? Do you think Bryce will be going up against it? Look, Falcons guy, you stink too, just not as bad. Don't let Demetrix, don't let Matt Chatter talk to you like that, man. Don't let Matt Chatter talk to you like that. I'm back. Wife made me some homemade chalupas. Damn, that sounds good. No more Bryce sit. You're ready for Bryce to start. I feel you. What are we talking about now? Well, me and JD1 up there kind of got in a little bit of a battle, but he didn't like my comment about me telling his comment to tell him about the Stroud comment he made. I told him to go shove it up his ass. He didn't like that. I was just joking. So that was the first thing we were talking about. Now we're talking about what Demetric Thomas said. But no, Demetric, do you think what I was wondering from you though is since you made that comment, do you think that Bryce starts that game? Because I'm having a feeling right now that I think I don't know if we're going to see Bryce start another game this year. It's starting to make me think that way, at least. But I could be wrong. They might not start him this game, and then he could play the rest of the season. I guess it just depends on his ankle anxiety. That's what I like to call it. It sounds like Bryce might start this weekend from what I heard from Wright in his press conference. Okay. I really need to go watch his press conference. I haven't watched it. I know it came on right before I came on live, but it is what it is. Matt Chatter, some people just can't take a joke, man. Some people just can't take a joke. Marcus Cash, leave Demetric alone, man. He's cool. Even though he's a Falcons fan, he's cool with me. I want the other fan bases coming here. I want the Saints fans to come in here. I want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans coming here. Okay. Because I want them to feel how we feel right now. But when we come out on top over them, I'm going to talk so much. But I want them in here. Okay. But for right now, because then they could just be a part of our demise right now. Right. They can, enjoy that. Right. We're giving them that content to enjoy. I know that Demetrius from Onk and Big Cap. Oh, cool. I didn't know. I didn't know that he was like a part of that. Is he like part of Demetric? Are you part of their Big Cat show or Onk's show, or are you just more of like an affiliate with them? I guess you could say. Joshua is coming and says, "Sit Bryce, Trey Burns, fire fitter." I want to say yes to all of them, but part of me also wants to say the only one I would disagree with is Trey Burns. Like as a feeling right now, like I might change my mind, but I would say the only one I would do right now is I mean, the only one I really would disagree with is trade Burns. But appreciate the comment. I like it. I'm not mad about it. Yeah, I mean, that's part of also my mindset too. Instead of sitting him, giving him as much reps as possible for him to develop. Sometimes that's what it takes, but sometimes it's better the other way around. I think it's just it's literally at this point for us is finding what works. I mean, part of me is also still feels like that Frank Reich's just throwing shit at the wall and see if it sticks. We'll see if we get him next time, Mad Chatter. We'll see. Trade him for what? Next year's draft? I mean, the only thing is with Brian Burns is what are you gonna? Yeah, I mean, the only thing is who you're gonna trade him for, and who's got 2 first-round picks, right? Who's got 2 first-round picks? Who's gonna give us 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick? Whatever, and it doesn't matter what year. Just who's gonna give us that for him? Because that's his trade value. Demetri Thomas says, just be in the chat. Oh, okay. I got you, man. Just me. I trade TMJ and Sanders. There's a bunch of guys I would consider trading right now. I would even be throwing in that mix of Andy Dalton. Like, I would consider trading Andy Dalton. I would consider trading TMJ. I would consider trading Sanders. I would consider trading Laviska Shenault. I would consider trading YGM. I would consider trading Jeremy Chin. Right? But what the problem is when you get into the secondary room, like the Chin one, and even YGM, because of the injuries in both of those positions, it's kind of hard to do that right now. You can't trade any of these guys right now, unfortunately. You could trade Sanders. You could probably trade TMJ. You could probably trade Laviska Shenault, but anything within the linebacker core or the secondary, I wouldn't make any trades right now. Not until you know that your guys are fully back and healthy. Hey, let him bust balls, man. Let him bust balls. It's all good. I was good with 1 sit down, learn classroom week, but 2 fly out of nest. Okay. I actually saw that Brian Burns and Nick Bosa have almost the same career stats. Yeah, Nick Bosa actually obviously has more sacks. They're close in stats, but Nick Bosa is way more productive in other situations and in other categories. Only 2 first or a true wide receiver or true first wide receiver. Yeah, I just think also there's a lot going on, right? I mean, here's the thing. So someone posted up on Twitter. It was like, what is our problem, right? What is our problem? Okay. So like, what are the issues that we're having? So I'll show you what I posted up on Twitter, on this guy's Twitter. And this is what I said. I said, we didn't make the correct offseason moves, obviously. Injuries, lack of discipline, Frank Reich not releasing the reins over to Thomas Brown, offensive line issues, shallow cornerback room, the wide receivers non-existent, the defensive line can't stop the run. I don't think I missed anything, honestly. I don't think I missed anything on that comment. Oh, I did forget something. Also, didn't pay Brian. Oops. Also, didn't pay Brian Burns. That's another one. So I feel like I didn't really misspoke there. So That's really all the issues. Yeah, I mean, the Jets can have Dalton for the right price. I mean, dude, they've got some wide receivers over there. I would even take McCole Hardman just because of the speed. Because McCole Hardman's got that Tyreek Hill esque speed. I would be looking into getting somebody like that because they're not going to. Because I mean, they're not using him. They're using Cobb and Lazard and stuff like that. But I would be looking into getting McCole Hardman. YGM buy. I can't like right now. You can't trade YGM until I know that Frankie Luvu is okay, right, in that position, right. Until he comes back, and depending on how long he's out for, I don't know how long these injuries are for our team right now. Besides Xavier Woods, but I would not consider trading him until I know Frankie Luvu is okay. Horn for first. I don't know if you get Horn for first right now. I think we'd be lucky to even get a 3rd round pick because of his injury history now. I've heard, it's like, dude, Josh, it's like 27, 20. It's between 27, 28. It's between 27, 28. I think we offered him. From what I heard, there was an offer on the table that was like 20. I think it was like 26.3 million, and they turned it down. His market price is 23.5. I mean, I heard there was an offer on the table around 26 million, which was supposedly around 26.3, and he turned it down. But I think that it's interesting though. Like what we did that. Remember, Josh, we did that research, right? Remember, Josh, we did that research and found out that Burns' agent works for the same agency that Bosa's agent works for. So I wonder, that's what I'm saying. Because that still makes me think that they're with this whole Brian Burns thing, that could be part of it. But you already got Nick Bosa signed. And then everybody kept saying, well, the Panthers are probably holding out because of Nick Bosa waiting for his deal to be done. So, at the end of the day, guys, what else are we going to do? We're going to have all we can do is there's only up from here. The next man up and keep pounding. That's all the mentality I can have at this point. So, and Matt Chowder, you pay him $25 million a year. He's 25 years old. By the time his contract's up, he'll be 30. Wipe your hands clean. Because then by the time he's 30, he'll be on his way out. And then he'll be going somewhere else for a 2-3 year contract. And then he'll go somewhere else for 1 year and be done. That's usually how it works. So, but, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off. I appreciate everyone joining the live stream. That's all I got for you today. I'm going to have some shorts coming out to you guys here shortly. Make sure you go check out the link tree in the description of this live stream. It has the Discord link. It has all of my social media links to go check out and follow. Go check out the betusa.com, the sponsorship of this channel. Use the promo code Pantherology. You can sign. It's free. You sign up for free, get 125% bonus. If you use promo code Pantherology, which I'm going to have to probably change that now since we changed the channel name, go ahead and use that still, and you'll get an extra 25% bonus on that bet. So which means they'll match up to 150% bonus on your first bet, right? So go check it out. Sign up for free today. Use promo code Pantherology. or let them know I sent you over there. All right, because it helps me out. So other than that, guys, let's just keep that mentality of it can only go up from here. Let's keep that mentality of the next man up. And let's just keep that mentality as always. You know what to do. Keep pounding. Peace.